Hi there, this is Dr. Evan Osar with the Institute for Integrative Health and Fitness Education. Welcome to this edition of Facebook Live for Integrative Movement Insider, and this is actually part 5 of a 5-part series now on the ankle and foot and dealing with ankle and foot issues, especially mobility issues around the ankle and foot complex. And in parts 1 through 4, I shared with you a very simple process: assessment, corrective exercise, as well as a functional progression for helping your clients reestablish and maintain optimal mobility of their ankle and foot complex, as well as stability. Because one of the overriding premises of that approach is you help your clients, once they develop ankle mobility, you help them maintain it through teaching them optimal alignment and control of their foot tripod and the hip, knee, ankle, and foot complex over the foot tripod. And that's why the progressions you use with your clients are so important. And that's why I took you through several progressions. And today, I'll also, in part 2 of this Facebook Live, I'll share with you another dynamic progression you can use based upon the previous work that we did. So watch those videos before you watch the next Facebook Live. Now, in conversation around the ankle foot complex, we often refer to the incomplete rehab syndrome. Now, we just completed our 5-day intensive integrative movement specialist certification program last week. And then day 5 of that 5-day intensive live workshop is taking clients, this Team 11 took clients through a actual case study, meaning they do an assessment, they take a history, do an assessment, they use corrective exercises based upon their assessment, and then they take them through functional progressions. And Lynn presented with knee pain, and she was released from rehab, and she still mentioned she has discomfort when she gets up out of a chair, knee discomfort. She has instability. She feels like her knee's going to give out on her, and she has clicking and clunking in her knee as well. So she has exactly what we refer to as incomplete rehab syndrome. She's been released from care, being able to functionally do what she wants to do, but she still can't exercise. She still is afraid to get back to the activities that she needs to and wants to, and she feels like her knee's going to give out on her when she does stairs or does something more dynamic. And that's essentially what we're referring to with incomplete rehab syndrome, is that the individual has been released from PT, or they've had no rehab for an injury. And now they're looking for somebody just like you because they don't know where else to turn, because rehab says, hey, we're done with you, and get on your way and accomplish your health and fitness goals. But they're still having ongoing issues. And that's why it's so important that you have a systematic approach to working with these individuals, because you need to know how to take a history and get the relevant information. So in Lynn's history, no one ever looked at her ankle and foot complex. So this group of integrated movement specialists, Team 11, did a great job assessing Lynn and found out that a lot of her knee issues were coming from her ankle and foot complex. And then the second phase of the integrated movement system is the corrective exercise strategy. You take your client through the specific releases, activation, as well as the education that they need to create more optimal and efficient function, in this case, of her ankle and foot complex, which took a lot of the stress off Lynn's knee. Then you need to also progress her to her functional goals. So you have to take the information from the second phase of the integrative movement system and progress her into the third phase of the integrative movement system, and that's integration, integrating the more optimal posture and movement habits into the functional patterns. And they gave her a split stance position with a hip hinge, and also a split squat position, because she was able to do that once she got her ankle and foot aligned. They taught her how to align her thoraco-pelvic cylinder, so her core over top her hip, knee, ankle, and foot tripod, and then taught her how to hip hinge and then do a small split squat from that position. And then one of her progressions down the road will be moving that into a lunge, into single leg exercise, as we've been taking you through in this series of Integrative Movement Insider. And that's the importance of having a systematic approach like the integrative movement system, so that you take your client's history, take the relevant information, what's worked, what hasn't worked, what they've done, what they're not doing, what things you may want to think about, what things you want to look at during the assessment process. You take them through the assessments to identify your client's non-optimal and inefficient posture and movement habits. You use corrective exercise to help them create release and mobility where they need it. Teach them how to activate the right muscles to create more motor control or stability, and then use the right education, the right cues, because we don't want Lynn doing more towel scrunches or squeezing her toes into the ground. We want her to actually use her foot more appropriately and stabilize on the foot tripod. And then the third phase, integration. Integrating these concepts into the fundamental movement patterns that your clients ultimately need to do to safely and successfully move towards accomplishing their functional goals. And that's how you become that go-to specialist, that expert in your area. You attract more referrals from physical therapists, chiropractic physicians, as well as the medical profession, because they trust that you're going to do a thorough job. They trust the progression you're taking their patients through, and they trust that you're going to take them through a safe and effective workout program so that your clients can safely and effectively accomplish their health and fitness goals. And that's truly how you become part of your client's healthcare team. You charge more for your services, you earn more income, you have greater impact in people's lives, and you have even greater successes in your practice, in your programs, in your clinic or gym facility. This is Dr. Evan Osar. Now, I'm going to come back with part 2 of this and show you another dynamic progression you can use for your clients once you've identified your client's ankle and foot issues and help them use corrective exercises to move into a place and progress appropriately to get to this place where they can do more dynamic activities. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in part 2 of this Facebook Live.